Indiana is king of the hill in college football. What we saw last night and what this means for the Hoosier program going forward. We'll discuss that and a whole lot more right now. This is Offside Sports. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Offside Sports, live from the Loft 100 studios in Southern California. Presented by Turtledox Audio. Check out their incredible lineup of portable speakers, turtledoxaudio.com. Also, thanks to Turf & Sons for the turf we sit upon. Turf & Sons, San Diego's #1 choice for turf installation. Find them at turfandsons.com. Sadly, the college football season team is now in the books. But I think all four of us, correct me if I'm wrong, we chose the Indiana Hoosiers to win it all. And as Allison pointed out to us right before we came on the air today, first team ever, 16-0 run to a national championship, and the Curt Cignetti aura or the story or the fable or the tale just continues to grow. Before we talk about the big win, here was Curt Cignetti last night after his Hoosiers knocked off Miami.
I'm really not thinking about the next game. I'm thinking about cracking open a beer.
And truth be told, that was him a couple games ago, but he said the same exact thing, not only on the field, but also in the press conference. Hey, what are you going to do? I'm going to crack open a beer. And it just goes to show you it's a very simple plan, Dave. Be prepared, fight hard, be disciplined, you win football games.
It's the culture he's created, which is amazing. And it works in any sport, any level, any business. And what he's done, and I know every coach tries to create their own culture, completely impressed with what he did, more so than any coach I've seen in a long time. I'm going to, I think, surprise you. You're probably going to argue with me on what I'm going to say right now. What Indiana has done the last 2 years, and especially this year, is the most amazing thing I've seen in sports. Bigger than Miracle on Ice. And I know you're a hockey guy, and maybe it doesn't sound right for people who are saying you don't understand how big it was politically in 1980.
Yeah.
What the Indiana Hoosiers did this season is the most amazing thing I've seen in sports.
I agree.
CJ, Allison, you agree?
Yeah, completely.
Is it just because where Indiana was as far as that football program is concerned?
Yeah, and to do it in 2 years, to go undefeated, to bring a bunch of kids together that are, and I know some of them are older or whatever, but not 5 stars, no 5 stars.
Yeah.
And every team they played in the playoff run had 40 plus 5 stars, 4 and 5 stars. So
more money.
And a lot more money. So there's so many aspects that make it Hallmark movie-ish.
It really
are.
is.
From Fernando's mom, that whole storyline, just there's so many moments that are just so big.
Siege, what'd you make of the game? What was the biggest surprise, and was there anything that shocked you in this game last night?
I think the biggest surprise to me was how Miami's defense really proved how good they were.
Yeah.
They held Indiana to their season low 317 total yards, which is completely unexpected for them to do in the national championship game. I mean, Indiana had more yards in their win against Ohio State, 344 yards. It blew my mind to see them really shut that offense down. And as Dave said, great moments are born from great opportunity, like Herb Brooks once said. And Curt Cignetti's beer after the game is reminding me a little bit of Andy Reid's cheeseburgers after his game. He's in good company.
No doubt. Yeah, they could be the biggest prima donnas on earth and don't talk to me or don't touch me, but they do what they do best and they stay in that lane. Curt Cignetti has never been anybody but Curt Cignetti, a guy who, was under Saban. And he'll say the time he was at Alabama, he learned more about football than he had, learned
27 years.
In 27 years, Dave. And CJ, to your point about Miami's defense, the kid Bain, the defensive end, who after the game, he took his pads and he gave them to his mom and dad, and that was the last time he was going to walk off the field as a Hurricane. I'm thinking to myself, if I am a pro scout, that kid did not stop last night until the game was over. And then when the game was over, he hugged all of the Indiana offensive linemen. I guess both defensive and offensive linemen came together at the game, in a shine of respect. But I was thinking to myself, that is the motor I want on my football team.
And he's going to be a top 10 pick.
Easily.
He's going to be a top 10 pick in the draft coming up. Two things stood out to me that I took away from the game. One was Mendoza took a hit that you could have thrown a penalty on. I would have thrown a penalty.
Was it the
one underneath
first
the chin?
quarter?
Yeah, he got bloody.
And I was like, well, not only get bloody, but you wonder, was he injured?
Yeah.
And it's easy to say as a head coach, he's a Heisman Trophy winner. He's led us the entire time. We're still going to stay with the Mendoza show, but he didn't. He went to the run. And not only did he go to the run against Miami, he went right up the middle over and over. It's the most basic football of up the middle, and it worked, and it wasn't about one guy. They stayed within the team aspect of what we can do to win, but when they needed Mendoza most, he was there and he was available. The other part, as far as he's talking about the movie part that I like, I always like the family stuff, is the end of the game when you're seeing the Mendoza family together. Did you see the grandmother behind the mom?
Yeah.
She was wearing number 16. She wasn't wearing 15. The star quarterback. She was wearing the backup quarterback's, his brother's jersey.
Yeah.
Because that's what grandmas are.
Yeah.
It's not about, hey, he's my grandson. He's a college quarterback.
Right.
They're all my grandkids, and I love them to death. It doesn't matter. Somebody has to support the other one, and she was there wearing 16. I thought it was cool.
The other thing when you were talking about the defense, I so agree with you. Miami brought their defense, but Fernando Mendoza did not flinch. He did not flinch. Did you guys see his arms after the game? I mean,
He looked like he'd played on an old school artificial turf field.
they were so bruised and battered. He did not flinch, and I think in that moment he proved he's NFL ready.
Siege, people they get on him for his after game, and he's always thanking God and stuff, but it's who he is. This is not phony. It's not a facade. This is some guy who's a deviant scumbag off the field. Mendoza is Mendoza that you see, whether on the field or not. And you've played so many different sports. You're playing at the highest level right now as a baseball player. What's it like when you've got a guy like that on your team?
Yeah, he's authentic, and he can be a little...
Thank you. That's the word I'm looking for. Authentic is a really good way to describe it.
He can be a little cheesy sometimes when the helmet comes off.
Yeah.
But the thing was, and I'm glad you brought that hit up, because when he took that hit, and you can stand up and look at the ref and ask for a penalty and all that, but he got up, he's checked his lip, saw there was some blood, and he was on to the next play.
Yep.
Right.
And
It's tough.
and it's tough to do that.
As cheesy as he might be, he's also tough.
In that moment, he just stayed in the moment, and he's like, hey, on to the next play, and what can I do for my team now?
There was a steely-eyed look that came over him after he took that shot. And he'd taken shots in these games leading up to the championship last night. And then let's fast forward to the decisive play of the game where the QB sneak, and he takes it in. And he almost got bent in two, stretching the ball over the goal line. But
There could have been a herd of buffalo in front of him.
I guess
he
so.
He was not going to be stopped.
No,
it was insane.
So quickly, Allison, and then CJ, and then Dave, were there any point in the game that you're thinking, oh, geez, Miami's coming back and the dream's going to come to an end? Because I'll be honest with you, I had my doubts. When they had to finally punt it away, and up until the interception, I'm thinking, here we go.
Yeah, the last drive?
The last drive, they're going to win by 1 point. I was doubting. Were you doubting, Allison?
Yeah, in that moment, yes.
moment right there?
I was not sitting down, I will tell you that.
Yeah.
I was very nervous. Yes, of course you're going to doubt that, because you've seen Carson Beck do that before, where they have gone down, and what they did it against Ole Miss.
Yeah.
So.
Siege, did you think, or were you locked? You're like, no, Hoosiers are going to do this.
I didn't, because I Googled Curt Cignetti, and I was like, oh yeah, he wins. But then on the broadcast, they're building it up. They show Ray Lewis talking to Carson Beck again, just the same as he did against Ole Miss, and as you said.
Yeah.
And you're like, is he really about to go out there and take him down the field?
And the fact that they did it in Miami, And Allison, you mentioned on our show text the fact that the Hoosiers traveled so well. Diablo, were you doubting it, or you think?
No,
No,
I
they
thought
have it?
Indiana had it the whole time. I'll be honest with you. I know the score looked like a picture perfect to win by 1.
Right.
But I thought Indiana had it the whole time. I think Miami's going to reload. Beck's out, obviously, after 20 years in college.
Yeah.
And you hear the ovation when that interception. All those fans that you're cheering, that was coming from Georgia. University of Georgia couldn't have been happier to see that happen. But for Miami to steal Duke's quarterback for next year,
Yeah.
$10 million, they're going to just reload.
The conference championships are set after an incredible weekend of playoff football in the NFL. The aftermath brings a huge coaching vacancy for one team that lost and a quarterback change in Denver. We'll dive into all of the aspects of what's coming up next as Offside Sports rolls on. Keep it here.